Minute multi-level class. Thanks for joining me live here. We're going to go ahead and get started in any comfortable seated position. Go ahead and set yourself up with a prop if you prefer to have hips a little higher than the knees. We won't be here too long. Just going to take a few moments to settle into the physical body and connect with our breath. You can use any mudra that you'd like with the hands, first finger and thumb together. You can also just have the hands interlocked. Anything that's going to help you to just let the arms relax and the shoulders relax away from the ears. Close your eyes or fix your gaze at one point externally. Just taking a few moments, make your minor adjustments so that you can sit up tall without feeling rigid. And start to connect with the physical sensation of the breath moving through the nose and the throat. Use your exhalations to facilitate more relaxation in the body. See if there's any tension around the eyes or the jaw or the navel. Stay mindful of the breath and any sensations within your body. Start to bring some attention now to your intention for class. This could be something you'd like to manifest in terms of your health or well-being. It could be a spiritual aspiration you have within your own heart. As you continue to focus on that intention, take the next 3 breaths with awareness at the heart center, right behind the sternum. Bring the palms together in front of the heart center. We ask and trust that our practice today supports this intention and moves it towards its fullest expression. We'll chant Hari Om 3 times together to open up the practice. Inhale. And slowly open the eyes. And let's start on all fours today. The wrists on the shoulders and knees under the hips. Take a few moments here. Get settled in. Make sure all the fingertips are pushing in the floor. The fingers are spread wide. And we'll start off with a simple spinal wave. Tailbone, chest, and head all lifting up. Take a full breath in here. As you exhale, start to tuck the tailbone first. Feel lower, middle, upper back move. Relax the neck muscles at the end. And then keep the head heavy. Inhale, take the tailbone up. Follow the wave-like motion up the spine to the head lifts out last. And continue with that at your own pace. Feel the lower belly engaging there towards the beginning of that exhale. Follow that wave-like motion up the spine. You also feel some of the more subtle sensations through the pelvis. At the base of the pelvis, you'll feel some of those deeper muscles on the exhale engaging. And then relaxing those deeper muscles at the base of the pelvis on the inhale. 2 more rounds there. Just noticing any areas along the spine, upper lower back that may get a little more attention for you today. Take your time, and then on your next inhalation, come to more of a neutral position for your spine. We'll bring the knees in a little closer toward the midline. Make sure our wrists are under the shoulders. We'll do some rotations here with the hips next. Engaging the right glute, keeping the right knee bent. Once the leg is backing up, take it off to the side, and when you bring it back to center, bring it slightly forward. You're going to move through those 3 points, more of a circular fashion. Check in with your breathing pattern. Even though we're not correlating breath with movement, you still want to make sure you're taking in about a 4 to 5 second breath in and out. Do one more on that side, in that direction, and then switch the direction that you're moving. Stay on the same leg. One more round on that side, in that direction. Bring the knees close together. Shift your body weight. Take the left leg back and up. Strong glutes. Up to the side and forward and center. Hands down that leg. Switch the direction. Last round on that side. When you bring the left knee down, get both knees, feet, hip width distance apart, curl the toes under. Take your hands a little further forward than your shoulders. So that when you come forward and shoulders are over the wrists, you've got more of a modified plank pose. Fire up these deep muscles around the rib cage to make sure you're not sinking the hip down toward the floor. And then slowly take the hips back toward the wall behind you. Notice that subtle sensation of hips and leg bones here going into that internal rotation. And we'll come forward on the inhale. And we'll do that like 3 more times. Every time, make sure we get the shoulders over the wrists. Take a moment, strengthening the core. And then heading back with the hips. Sure the toes are curled under. Might move a little faster or slower than me, and that's okay. And one last round. One more exhale back, and then you'll come forward again on the inhale, but on your next exhale, you'll go back into downward facing dog. When the hips get backing up, you do a little free movement with the legs, shifting the hips. Keep regulating your breath. And take a short sequence to warm up the rest of the joints. As you inhale, come forward into the top of a push-up. Now full plank, back into child's pose. This time if you want the knees a little wider, you can take the knees a little wider, hips back a little further. As you inhale, lift the belly out, thighs, hips off the heels. You're going to sweep the arms to the side. You can lean back a little bit, just enough to get that stretch in the front line. Take the hips back, lower down the belly, stretch arms out in front. On your exhale, forward into the top of a push-up on the inhale, and then exhale back into downward facing dog. We'll do that 2 more times. Plank pose on the inhale. Child's pose on the exhale. Lifting up and leaning back. Make sure you got a strong back and belly on the way down. Take hips back first. If you need more support, the arms coming down to the floor first. Support the body weight. Feel free to take the arms or palms to the floor first. We'll do one last round. Go at your own pace. Take a moment in each shape. We'll all meet up in downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, start to walk the hands back toward the feet. Heels to touch the floor. Once you do come up halfway to lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Deepen the forward fold as you exhale. Grab opposite elbows or intertwine the arms around each other for Uttanasana. As it feels good to do a little swaying from side to side or turning the head yes or no a couple of times. And shoulder blade muscles relax, the arms get heavier as you relax those neck muscles, and the jaw, the head will feel heavier. Navel will probably feel pretty compressed here, so as you inhale, you might find a little more tension or movement happening in the middle of the back, middle and the back of the body. On the next inhalation, relax the arms and come all the way up, touch the palms overhead, and lean back a little bit, and then end up with arms alongside the body. You're going to keep the body all in one plane here for Ardha Chandrasana. Take the arms up, grab the right wrist, take a lean to the left, a little hip shift to the right. As you inhale, come back to center, grab the left wrist, take a lean toward the right, and hip shift to the left. You do that 2 more times on both sides. As you exhale, you're taking that lean off to one side. As you inhale, come through the center. And once you come back to center from that third round, you'll take a forward fold, exhaling, hands all the way to the floor. We'll start to walk the hands forward again until you find the top of a push-up. Take an inhalation here, and on the next exhale, you're going to lift the hips up, ground and support through the right palm, right shoulder. Reach back for your left shin with your right shin with your left hand. Either grab ankle, calf, or just reach in that direction. Come back into plank pose, breathing in. Exhale, lift hips, right hand to left leg or ankle. Come back to center. Do that 2 more times. Lift hips. Remember, you can always bend the knees here a little bit. Open up chest toward the wall that you start to face with the twist. Last round. Once you find yourself back into plank pose, you'll lower down, knees, then sit back on the heels in Vajrasana. Take a few moments if you need any props to set yourself up. Blanket bolster combination here so that you can sit back toward the heels. Anything in between the feet will help. And then we're going to work with the shoulders here, alternating swimmers, right arm up, left arm underneath. Right palm faces forward, left palm faces back, and as you exhale, draw the fingertips toward the spine. As you inhale, switch the arms, and exhale, draw the fingertips toward each other. Go back and forth at your own pace. Feel the rotation here in the shoulder joints. We don't have to clasp the hands or push the fingertips into each other. And let the movement here strengthen and open up the joint. And do one more with the right arm up, one more with the left arm up. And once you finish that last round, you'll come forward to get any props off to the side. Find your way back into downward facing dog. And then from here, let's bring the left knee behind the left wrist. Slight angle with the thighs, scoot the right foot back. Settle down the hips as evenly as you can. Take the forearms down, forward fold over the front leg. Settle into that back leg, let go of any unnecessary tension in the thigh. If you'd like to bring the forehead down to the fists or the back of the hands, feel free to do that. You take any other positions like arms forward or taking the chest toward the floor. Just make sure you don't take all the weight forward and you want some of that weight settled back into the hip structure. We'll take a few breaths here. Let the exhalations let go of gripping. Right thigh. Crease the left hip. Relax your navel. 2 more breaths here. Nice long exhalations. Next inhalation will bring torso up, your body weight out of the hips, and then take downward facing dog on the exhale. We'll change sides, right leg forward, and scoot the left leg back. Settle into hips and forearm support. Make your minor adjustments. Check in with your breathing pattern. Checking in with any unnecessary tension in the body, even the areas that might not feel like they're getting directly affected. So checking in with eyes, jaw are good places, shoulders, upper back. One more breath on this side. Right. And we'll come up out of that side. And downward facing dog. We're going to get the left leg forward into a runner's lunge. If you need to bring the right knee down first, just get that left foot forward, ankle between the wrists. Go ahead and do that. It's so hot in my apartment today. Oh my goodness. Should really turn the air on. All right. Once you get settled in here in this low lunge, settle down into hips as evenly as you can. You let left hand rest on the thigh. Take this right arm up, lengthen the right rib cage, sink it to the hip, do a little bit of a leaning lunge. You also have the left hand on the rib cage if you'd like. This doesn't have to feel like a very forceful movement. You want to find more of a balance of settling down into the hip and lengthening the rib cage as you lean. So that settle down in the hip feeling, that lengthening the rib cage is just as important as the lean here. Take a few breaths. Now on the next inhalation, come out of the leaning. See if you maintain that length as you cross the right arm over the left leg. Press your palms together. You can stack the elbows, keep that sinking of the hip. You can choose to keep your back knee down. If you want a little bit of a strengthening component here, you can straighten the back leg, settle in at the base of the pelvis. Few breaths here, revolving side ankle. On the inhale, we'll come out of that twist. We'll bring palms down, left foot back. You can choose to go directly into down dog. If you'd like to move through vinyasa on the belly and lower down, move through cobra or upward facing dog, depending on how the body's feeling. Feel free to take that vinyasa. And on the next exhale, right foot will come forward, left knee down. Let's find that low lunge. If you need more cushion for the knee, you can use a blanket underneath that left knee. Right hand can rest on thigh. Left arm up. Remember, we're going to lengthen from the rib cage. Don't just draw the arm bone out of the shoulder socket. We'll take a little lean off toward the right. Follow the breath into the body and notice how your body responds to the breath. On the next inhale, out of the side stretch, keep the length and into the twist. Same variation you practice on the last side. Do your best to do on this side. Straighten the back leg. On the first side, see what happens when you take it on the second side. And after those few breaths on that side, next inhale, come out of the twist, palms down, either directly into downward facing dog or vinyasa on the belly. And from here, we're going to take another variation of pigeon pose. We're going to bring that left knee forward again. Settle down in the hips. Now, after that last twist we did, we might find that this position feels a little more available to us on the second round. And then from here, you'll get your right forearm to the floor. Keep the hips even. Either left hand can be supported here on the left thigh. We're going to add a twist now toward the wall on the left. Other option is to reach back and bind for the inside of the right foot with the left hand. Remember, we're not trying to squeeze the heel in toward the hip here. Try a little bit more of a taut feeling, the hand, top of the foot pushing into the hand, lengthening the sternum away from the belly button while you twist. And once you have all that, just check back in with the hips. Sometimes there's a tendency here to rest into your right hip on this side. Hold the shape. Now the next inhale, release that bind. And then downward facing dog. And we'll switch sides. Right leg forward. So down into hips. Make minor adjustments. Left forearm's going to be supportive now. Right hand on right thigh. Twist toward the wall on your right. Or take the bind. Taut feeling in the arm. Lengthen torso and a twist from the waist. Take one or two more breaths there. I'm going to bring myself out of this towel and I'm sweating so much. Oy. Bring yourself out of that. Downward facing dog. Take your time. And my window's open because it's so noisy. All right. Once you're back in downward facing dog, then get the left foot forward again into a lunge. But then once you're in the lunge with the left foot forward, bring the outer edge of the back foot down. So you're in a warrior one stance when you bring the torso up. You're going to settle into this warrior one stance. We're going to take a slightly different position with the right arm here. So instead of straight up, you're going to bring the right hand here to the spine. Left hand to right elbow. Left hand to right elbow. And take the lift and the lean here with the position of the arms. Strong back leg, settle in, feeling with the hip. And we want to feel that settled feeling in the hip at the base of the pelvis, so we're not putting a lot of forward pressure in the front knee. And we take a second round of revolving side angle. When we come out of the side stretch, keep this back leg strong, lengthen the rib cage away from the hip, twist at the pit of the navel. Now, if you're not able to quite get that arm braced against the thigh, pressing the palms together like you did when we initially did that with the knee down, see if you can take this variation here. Left hand can be on the left thigh or left arm straight up. Let's see if you can maintain this position of the back leg. Few breaths on that side. You'll come out on the inhale. And you go directly into downward facing dog. Feel free to take the vinyasa on the belly. And then we'll switch sides. Right leg forward. Heel down. We want that little gap from in between the inside of that right heel and the back left heel. And then once you have the lower half of the body established, left hand up, spine toward, middle finger towards spine, right hand on left elbow, lift rib cage, sink hip, take a little lean toward the right. On the next breath in, come out of the side stretch and into the twist. Breathing here. Take at least 3 full breaths before coming out on your inhale. And downward facing dog, or another vinyasa on the belly. And we'll come down to the knees close together. Now sit back in between the feet. If the hips don't reach the floor, make sure the hips are supported by something, if not to the floor. And then we'll do eagle with the arms. Left arm under the right, interlock elbows, cross and twist the wrists. Elbows about shoulder height, and shoulder blades drip down the back. Hold the shape without struggle or strain. Conscious breathing. We'll unravel the arms and switch sides. Release that bind. Come onto all fours. Take any props off to the side. Take the top of a push-up, extending the legs back. And then from here, we'll bring the right knee down. Take the left leg forward. You're going to straighten out the left leg for half Hanuman pose. Right hip over right knee. You can keep the left knee slightly bent. See if that helps you to even up the hips a little bit. You have fingertips on the floor. You can use blocks underneath the hands here. Some palms might come down as you deepen the flexion in the hip. Belly toward thigh. Keep the spine in line with the inside of the front leg. Bring the torso up. This is where you might want more cushion for that back knee again. Just make sure it's comfortable when you come back into this low lunge. And then you'll have a couple of options here. If reaching back for the foot isn't quite available for you, then you can go ahead and take that second round of that leaning lunge. So just continue to open up the front line of the leg here. If it's available to reach back for the outside of the right foot or ankle with the right hand, you take that variation. Some of you are reaching for the inside of the foot. Some of you are starting to bring the heel in toward the outer edge of the hip. And then maybe with the rotation of the wrist and the shoulder, getting the elbow over the wrist. Left arm can rest on the knee there. You can place the first finger and thumb together and Yana Mudra. One more breath here. And do one more posture on this side. So release the bind, careful with the back knee. You can leave it supported, right, or something if you need to double up the mat, use a blanket. And then I'm going to just turn around so you can see here what I'm going to do next. It'll be a little easier for you to see on this side. I'm going to turn this way. From half Hanuman pose, you're going to keep this leg straight, can have it slightly bent, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. And then your right arm is going to be supported. We're using these deep muscles in the rib cage to help with the twist and the support of the right arm and upper back to hold the shape. Left arm can go straight up. If you're feeling restricted in the shoulder, you can keep hand on the chest like this. We want those left toes still pointing straight up and not splaying off to the side. Next step or phase, if you want to take that arm to the outside, feel free to take that arm to the outside. Right? Same thing with the arms. Evolving half Hanuman pose. Right. Inhale to come out. And then we'll slide that left foot back. Downward facing dog. Even hips and even shoulders for 1 or 2 breaths. And then we're going to change sides. Left knee down, right leg forward. Half Hanuman pose happens first. Back hip over back knee. Sometimes there's a tendency that people bring their hip way back here. You just want the hip so that you get more joint support of hip over knee. And make minor adjustments in the hip and right knee. Spine in line with the inside of the front leg as you deepen the flexion in the hip. Free breathing there. Torso up and right knee. You might slide the right foot back just a little bit. You just want a pretty good angle here with the back thigh. So now the back hip isn't over the knee anymore. And then remember, you got those 2 options. You got that second round of the leaning lunge, or reach back for the left foot with the left hand. Option 1, option 2, option 3. One more breath on this side. Release that bind if you've got it. Careful with the back knee. Stack back into half Hanuman pose. Settle in hips as evenly as you can, and then add the twist. Option 1, option 2, option 3 is to the outside of the leg. Option 4, outside leg and arm extended. And after a few breaths on that side, come out of the twist. And then we'll scoot that right foot back. Downward facing dog on the exhale. And then we'll walk the hands back toward the feet. Heels to touch the floor. Next inhale, come all the way up. Touch palms overhead. Little leaning back. Arms alongside the body. Take a couple resting breaths here. In the next posture, you might want to have a block handy. Just when my frame's a little off. All right. And then we're going to practice revolving half moon pose. So just like half moon, I always tell people it's a good idea to have 2 contact points of stabilization before you start to balance on one leg. So we've got the twist in this. So instead of left leg supporting and left arm and upper back supporting, either on block or floor, we're going to twist and get the right arm supported. So if you are using a block, then that block's going to be just to the in front and off to the side of that left foot. Before we lift this back leg up, we're going to take the right hand down so this left knee's going to be bent, and then I'm going to move this block wherever I need to. It might even be in front of the foot depending on what my availability is in the twist. Now I start to shift forward so I get that strong upper back, then this strong leg, then I'll lift that right foot away from the floor. Twist more. We want to use those abdominal muscles and rib cage muscles to help with the twist. And then left hand can stay on heart, or we take that left arm straight up toward the sky. Again, you can take the block off to the side a little bit more. That might help broaden the base. Then when you come up, you might feel a little more stable. All is going to depend on where you're at in the forward fold. You might take the block up higher, find your sweet spot. Take a few breaths wherever that spot is where you can stabilize the most and work with the shape. And then we'll inhale and to come out and up. And then do that second side. One side might be a little different than the other, so maybe your hand placement, block placement might be a little different on this side. Same way going in though. Getting those contact points before I lift the left foot fully away from the floor. I want to feel pretty stable in right hip and left upper back. Then strong left glute to lift left leg up. I twist toward the right. Stabilize. Arm goes up last. Twist. And once we come out of that, both hands come down to the floor. We're going to come all the way down to belly and thighs next. Lift the chest up just enough to lengthen the navel. Bring the flat of the belly down. Cross the wrists. Place chin on crossed wrist. Get the legs close together. Let the big toes touch. And allow the heels to fall away from each other. Take a few resting breaths. Relax any unnecessary tension in the lower back and hip structure and follow the breath into the body. And squeeze the legs together, bend both knees. Sweeping circles with the feet. Relax any unnecessary tension around the jaw, neck muscles, upper back. Reverse the direction that you're sweeping the feet in. Tops of the feet to the mat, about mat width distance apart. Scoop elbows under shoulders, forearms and wrist shoulder width distance apart for Sphinx pose. Take a few breaths here. Soft forward movement with the chest, strong upper back, lengthening the rib cage away from the hips. lower down. Slide the hands back. You have a couple of options here for your inversion. We'll work on forearm balance. If you're not practicing a full inversion today, get forearms down just like you had in Sphinx pose. Elbows stay shoulder width distance above. Get the hips up. You can have the legs close together and then work with one leg up at a time with the knee bent for a one-legged dolphin. If you have a wall space or a piece of furniture that's pretty sturdy, it shouldn't slide or move. So I can use my couch here. I might use the top of the couch or a chair. Start working on one leg up at a time. I can also push my feet up against the wall. If you're going up in the middle of the room or want a wall behind you and jumping fully up, just make sure you've got that integrity in the upper back, shoulders, and remember with forearm balance, we're gazing in between the forearms as arthristy. Take your time to set yourself up and anywhere between 7 and 10 breaths. If you're coming down in between that, if you feel like you need to reset, take a couple resting breaths. You feel like, depending on how long your breaths are, you might be up for maybe 4 or 5 full breaths. And that might feel enough for you today. Take your time all the way down. Ready? We'll all meet up in a seated position with the legs extended in front. Have seated forward fold, seated twists are more comfortable for you with elevated hips, so go ahead and elevate the hips now. We'll take the right heel toward the left hip, so it's going to go underneath the left leg. So right heel toward left hip. Sole of the left foot to the outside of the right thigh. If that doesn't quite happen for you, if navel gets in the way, you can always have it to the in front of the shin. And then from there, you'll either bind left shin with right hand or crook of the elbow. Lift and lengthen on the inhale. Twist toward the left on the exhale. Left arm comes back here. Support fingertips or palms on the floor. Follow through with the twist gently in the cervical spine, letting the chin float over the collarbone. And see if there's any unnecessary tension you can let go of around your left hip. On the next inhale, come out of that twist. Unravel the legs, you'll switch sides. Left heel toward right hip. Right foot off to the side. Bind around your right shin, left arm. Twist as you exhale. Remember, as we follow through with the breath, navel will feel more restricted here, particularly in this pose. Not only because there's a deeper twist, because you have the compression there of the thigh against the navel. You're curious as to how the body responds to the breath. There's different areas of the body that will expand as you breathe in. on the inhale. Come out of that. And we can rely on the back. At home, just make sure that you've got enough space on the back with the knees bent. You can take your arms alongside your ears, the palms sloped up. All right? So just as long as you're not going to hit the wall or something above you, go ahead and set yourself up like that. Feet are hip width distance apart and parallel like railroad tracks. And then we'll take a dynamic bridge on the inhale. We're going to engage the glutes to lift the hips up, arms scoop up toward the sky, arms and up back alongside the ears. As you exhale, lower spine, hips and arms go back alongside the hips. So that's one round. I'm just going to do a simple dynamic bridge, maybe 4 more times. Inhaling all the way up, the arms alongside ears. And exhaling all the way down, spine and hips down, arms back alongside hips. Throughout the movement, we want to stay aware of those 3 contact points in the sole of the foot, palm on a big toe, palm on a pinky toe, and center of heel. And with this posture movement, you'll probably feel a little more weight in that point of the heel. You're just going to be mindful of those other 2 points in the ball mounts of the toes. Let's finish up one more round. Next time the hips are down, the arms are alongside the hips. Take a couple resting breaths. If it feels good, do any other simple movement here. Windshield wiper with the legs. Knees into chest, a little rocking from side to side, to massage the muscles in the lower back or longer spine. Feel free to do any of those simple postures and movement before you settle into corpse pose. Take your time, and we'll all meet up in that final relaxation pose, corpse. Find that comfortable and neutral position with the hips, rib cage, shoulder blades, and base of the skull. As you find that position, use your inhalation to continue drawing your attention inward. And use your exhalations to facilitate more relaxation in the body, allowing all the muscles and the bones to give in to gravity. As you stay sensitive to the breath and any sensations in your body, stay receptive. All that's within your highest good in regards to healing and resolution. Bring your attention outward. Take your time. Start taking deeper breaths in. Start to create some movement in the physical body. Find your way back up to a comfortable seated position. You may want the hips a little higher than the knees. Some breath work and concentration. If you're in a seated position, you can interlock fingers, have the thumbs touching. Take a few moments to settle in. Start to observe the physical sensation of the breath moving through the nose and your throat. Count the breath to yourself. Focus on the count for the inhalation. So I want you to find a comfortable count for your breath in. So after a few rounds, do you find a count that's very sustainable? Maintain that count for your inhale. And then lengthen the exhalation by 2 or 3 seconds. Exhale is just a little bit longer than your inhale. Last round with that technique. No rush. As you do finish the last round, resume a natural breath. Take some time for observation. Any significant changes in the physical body, the condition of your mind, your nervous system, breathing pattern. Next inhalation, allow your attention to drift outward. Become more aware of the space around you. And as you exhale, feel the support of the floor underneath you. Your body weight settle into spine and hips. Bring the palms together in front of the heart center. We'll take a moment for reflection and gratitude. Anything that moves through our hearts and our minds, we'd like to acknowledge and give thanks for. Seal the practice by chanting Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. All beings, without one exception, know peace and be released from suffering. So it is, and so it shall be. Slowly open the eyes.